Yeah.
As two very non-experts in relationships, we would love to offer our advice.
Yes, but also two very happy in relationship.
That's true. I shouldn't say that we're not experts. We're kind of killing it. Let's get to this first one.
Hey.
maybe put a spreadsheet together of like guys that are like unknown that are on the rise.
Yeah.
You know, maybe nothing shows love like a spreadsheet. You just got to type in the stats, and Excel will fucking send you in the right direction. I know it will.
Join the lead on today's Wondery Plus exclusive. We're going to bring back the new Heights Hotline.
Ooh.
Because you guys left us over 700 voicemails.
Jesus.
So we're going to have to get to these.
I have a question for you guys.
According to a new ranking by Fetish Finder,
maybe put a spreadsheet together.
Most men have beards. Evolutionarily speaking, the reason that would be is because most men with beards would have fornicated with women in the past, and women have found that attractive in the past.
You know, there's a lot of guys at the delis. Go to the markets.
Go to a good sandwich spot.
Go to a good sandwich spot. You're going to find somebody that's doing well for themselves, getting themselves a good old meal at lunch.
Do what you like to do, and you're going to find people that you end up liking. And then usually when you find people that you like, sometimes you'll find people that you love. And then sometimes you find people that you love, you find out you want to be in a relationship with them. And then you find out people you want to be in a relationship, you find out you want to marry them sometimes. Then you find out you want to marry them sometimes, and you find out you want to have kids sometimes. Or not. And then sometimes when you have kids, you find out that you didn't want kids. And then you find out that
Don't you talk about my nieces like that, you mother. Don't you take it that far. Sometimes. He said allegedly. Sometimes.
I wouldn't trade none of that for the world. All right.
So, help a sister out because I am struggling out here with the men in the city of brotherly love.
All right.
Yeah,
is
where
that
do you
true?
go?
Philadelphia is the worst city for single women?
I think it's true if you're a woman in Philadelphia.
How is that Philadelphia worst?
I would say, gosh, where do you even start? All right. So she asked, where do you find them? Where do you go? I'm going to say, you know, there's a lot of guys at the delis. Go to the markets.
Go to a good sandwich spot.
Go to a good sandwich spot. You're going to find somebody that's doing well for themselves, getting themselves a good old meal at lunch. Where else do you go? Make sure you get down to the shore. You know, the shore's full of 30-year-olds that are just looking for love. And that was Jason at one time. Maybe not 30 years old, but he was looking for love. I would say stay out of the clubs. The clubs and the bars, it's typically are people that don't necessarily have the intentions of getting in a relationship.
I think it depends on which one.
Go to birthday parties.
Go to birthday parties.
Go to weddings. Go to events. Get out of the fucking house. That's how you find them. You get out of the fucking house. Or you just go on Tinder and find your match like Jason did.
Yeah, there is I don't know that Tinder's necessarily a place where people are trying to find relationships, but it worked for us. Yeah, this says you might have a tough time according to a new ranking by Fetish Finder.
Mind is going to make you feel like there's failure in finding it. You know what I mean? Don't buy into that shit.
I would say this. You gotta not look for it.
Ooh,
that's how love works.
Reverse
when you're
psychology.
looking for it, you're psyching yourself out. You're trying to find it. And people and mates can feel that. They can feel when you are desperate and you want something. And listen, we're all desperate for love. That's the reality of it.
Yeah. But
when you're not looking for it, that's when you're going to find it. When you're on Tinder, you're going to find love. Oh,
I'm just a man looking for love.
This is what I would do. This is my honest advice. Go do things that you genuinely like doing in places that you genuinely like going, because you will undoubtedly run into people that enjoy similar things and probably have similar hobbies and likes and interests, and you're just going to hit it off. So I would say don't do anything you wouldn't normally want to do. If you like a certain band, go to the concert. And maybe you'll run into somebody at the concert and you'll strike up a conversation. If you like, going to bars and talking to people, go to bars that you like going to and talking to people. And I think when you go and do things that you genuinely like doing, you usually run into people that
are like you,
that are like that. And in Travis's famous words. You got to get out of the house.
Get the fuck out of the house. You ain't gonna find
love in the house.
You're not.
You got to get up out of that house.
You got to start thinking like men. All right.
Don't do that.
If I'm a man, where am I? What am I doing? If I'm a man, if I'm a grown ass man and I'm doing shit, where am I going to be? I'm going to be at Lowe's.
Listen, you can find some great men at Lowe's. And that is a great point.
I'm going to be at Radio Shack. I'm going to be at fucking Best Buy trying to figure out the TV. I'm going to fucking be getting shit done.
What is your love language? If your love language is gifts and you know you're going to want somebody that has a lot of money, go to the club and stay in the VIP section. You're going to find some guys that just spend money very frivolously. If you really like somebody whose acts of service is going to do things for you, go to Lowe's. Find somebody that's very hands-on and very engaged.
You want a guy that's just fucking a griller? Stand in the grill aisle. Hover around the smokers. See what you run into.
If your love language is words of affirmation, I don't really know where to tell you to go for that, but find a guy that really encourages you.
Go to a fucking poetry open mic.
There we go. Yeah. Find somebody that's really in touch with the sensitive side.
Listen, I've been to Philly. I know that there's places other than just like clubs and fucking wherever there is to find the person that you're not looking for. Okay.
I will say, I think it's going to strike when you're least expecting it. So just keep going about your life.
Yeah.
So this is all I got.
If you like music, go to a jazz bar.
Yeah. That's my thing. Do what you like to do, and you're going to find people that you end up liking. And then usually when you find out people that you like, sometimes you'll find the people that you love. And then sometimes you find people that you love, you find out you want to be in a relationship with them. And then you find out people you want to be in a relationship, you find out you want to marry them sometimes. Then you find out you want to marry them sometimes, and you find out you want to have kids sometimes or not. And then sometimes when you have kids, you find out that you didn't want kids. And then you find out that
Don't you talk about my nieces like that, you motherfucker. Don't you tell you about it.